Cole, the Outback Giant. Written by Polly Jack. Illustrated by Helen Bonanza Bacon. The telephone woke Cole, the Outback Giant, from a deep sleep. It was very early on Monday morning. Mayor Mason was on the phone. There was a problem. A sheep truck had broken down and fallen half into a ditch. It was blocking the main road. Could Cole come and move it, please? It wasn't easy being the only giant in the Outback. There was always someone wanting your help. It took Cole all day pushing and lifting to get the truck out of the way. It was one very tired giant that went to bed on Monday night. Cole was eating emu eggs for breakfast on Tuesday morning when Farmer Phillips stuck his head over the fence. "Quick, Cole," he yelled. "We need your help. A swarm of locusts is on its way here. They'll eat everything." Cole grabbed the giant blanket from his bed and ran to the outskirts of town. He could see a cloud of 1,000,000 locusts heading his way. He waved the blanket up and down to scare the locusts away. Cole had to wave his blanket up and down all day and well into the evening until the last locust flew away. It was one amazingly tired giant that went to bed on Tuesday night. It was very hot on Wednesday, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit early in the morning. Cole was lying in the shade when Grant, the train station manager, found him. "I thought I'd find you here," he said. "The tracks have bent in the heat. I could get my workers to fix them, but it would take them a week. With your help, we could have them fixed today." Cole grabbed his giant sledgehammer and chains and made his way to the station. He pulled and pushed, and straightened the tracks. Then, with monstrous blows with his sledgehammer, he set giant spikes into the ground to hold the tracks straight. He worked very hard all through the heat of the day. It was one immensely tired giant that went to bed on Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, a red truck skidded to a stop in front of Cole's house. Francis, the cattle station manager, was behind the wheel. "Cole, I need your help," Francis said. "Dingoes were around last night. They must have scared Jake, my prize bull. He smashed the fence and gone. Can you please give me a hand to find him?" Cole grabbed his hat and set off to find Jake. Francis's cattle station was massive, and even with Cole's giant legs, it took him all day to search the paddocks. At last, he found Jake near some gum trees. Cole picked Jake up and walked back to Francis's house. It was an extremely tired giant that went to bed on Thursday night. On Friday morning, Cole didn't need anybody to tell him there was a very big problem. The smell could mean only one thing: a bushfire. Cole grabbed his giant mattress and raced into town. Nicky, the fire chief, was running up the main road behind the fire engine. "Quick, Cole, follow the truck," Nicky yelled as he ran. Cole soaked his mattress with water from the fire engine and used it to beat the flames. He ran back and forth until late in the night, wetting his mattress with water and beating the flames. It was one completely tired giant that slept in his chair on Friday night because his mattress was ruined. It was one terribly sick giant that woke up on Saturday morning. Mayor Mason found him shivering in his chair. She grabbed Cole's giant phone and called the doctor. Dr. Moore arrived in a flash. "He's worn out," he said. "Somehow we must get him to the hospital. Just look after Cole." "I'll get him to the hospital," said Mayor Mason as she went for help. Francis and Farmer Phillips got there first. "We need to get the chair to the front door," Francis said. The three men pushed and pulled until they got Cole and his chair to the front door. Francis tied a rope from Cole's chair to Jake, the prize bull. Jake dragged Cole and his chair onto a wagon that was attached to a tractor. Farmer Phillips jumped into the tractor and pulled the wagon to the hospital. How are we going to get him inside? Farmer Phillips asked. The children have cleared a big space in the shade at the back of the hospital, Mayor Mason said. Now, all we need is a blanket to keep Cole warm tonight. His one was ruined getting rid of the locusts. I'll look after that, Tom said. The weaving and knitting club will make a blanket. In no time at all, sheep were rounded up and shorn. Weavers wove, and knitters knitted and knitted a giant-sized blanket. Vitamin C would help, Nurse Garrett said. Soon, a plane full of oranges arrived. Everyone who wasn't making the blanket squeezed oranges into a barrel. Nicky, the fire chief, ran a hose from the barrel to Cole's mouth. Everybody from the town worked as hard as they could, all day and into the evening to make sure that Cole would be all right. There were a lot of exceptionally tired people in bed on Saturday night. Mayor Mason stayed with Cole through the night. She wanted to make sure that he was going to be okay. On Sunday morning, Cole felt a bit better. Mayor Mason told him what everyone in town had done. Cole smiled. I'll make sure that I thank them all, he said as giant tears ran down his cheeks. That's why I live in the Outback. In an emergency, people will always be there to help each other.